understand language about the truth concerning Faith Vickers and this whole thing. And the truth is, fuck Faith Vickers. Fuck Faith Vickers. Fuck what she has to say. She's the girl who cried shit wolf one too many fucking times. We can't believe anything Faith has to say. Not a goddamn word from fucking Faith Vickers' mouth is trustworthy. I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to show you guys that today in this video, because it seems like a lot of you guys out there have a very short memory when it comes to Faith Vickers. It seems as though none of you remember when old Faye was putting out a video saying that you Kiwi farmers out there put her in a mental hospital, that Godwinson and I put her in a mental hospital. It wasn't very long ago that Faith was saying that her father abused her and beat her. Now she admits that that's a lie. Right? But you're going to trust what comes from her mouth anyway, to own a fat redneck alcoholic pill-popping piece of shit who doxed his own pay piggies, who doxed me, who sent pictures of my asshole to my family, who fucked with my livelihood, fucked with my church. What did he do to you personally? But you question my bonus days as though I have no idea what I'm talking about. As though I haven't been the one from day one A-logging Ethan Ralph. From day one, blowing him the fuck out and embarrassing him. I have to ask, where was T-Clips in January of 2019? Where was she in Knoxville house? Oh, she was licking gun crease. You have to ask, where was Cog at this time? He was licking fucking gun crease. You have to ask yourself, where was Matt Jarbo at that time? Just a total fucking humiliated loser. In the dumps, in the fucking gutter, in the trash. You have to ask yourself, what was Abe doing at that time? Oh, she was literally sucking Ethan Ralph's penis. Literally sucking Ethan Ralph's penis. But you question me and my credibility on things and believe this disgusting, lying, fucking pig whore. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking mentally fucked in the mind? But this is what people are doing now, because they're so desperate to own Ralph, because there's been a drought of content on Ralph, that we have to make up lies and give Faye a sociopathic liar attention. Well, do you know what? I don't believe in that. Do you know, people give me shit for a fake Me Too interview of John Michael Kelly, obviously fake, but then support a real-life fake Me Too. Do you know that? And here's the thing. Ralph is a scumbag. He is a loathsome fucking scumbag, and he deserves what he gets. You might even say he deserves to have this happen to him. But you know what? We don't have to enable lying sociopathic cunts who just want to be famous and get on Keemstar. Somebody has to tell you this fucking truth. Somebody has to tell you this fucking truth. Listen to Faith. Listen to what she had to say, not but 2 months ago, before all of you get on her fucking pussy and lick her feet and kiss her ass. Listen to what she had to say. So she's... the illegal activities of her parents.
Tells you that
she's accusing her.
They tell you what to believe. When I tell you that, I tell you to go to the Bible.
What's going on, guys?
I only ever use book, chapter, and verse to tell you what's true.
I'll tell you what.
I tell you to study it yourself. Don't listen.
These streams for me are like on a Monday morning. So wake up this morning, working from home today, getting into it, knowing that Vickers is going to stream this morning. I said, why not? Why not have a little bit of a snipe going in the background? But part of these Monday mornings is refreshing.
Anyone's beliefs.
But it's not as refreshing for Shaggy as it is for me. You poor bastard, Shaggy. Every time you call in with the thought that you'd be able to pull Surfer closer to Mormonism, it's like, I don't really understand Hegel. I think most of the people who say that they understand Hegel are probably full of shit. But what I do understand is the whole notion of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And this has been an ongoing thing, with Surfer being the thesis of Christianity, Shaggy being the antithesis of Mormonism, but there's never going to be a synthesis. But just the small, and look at that gun. Shaggy's calling in and just rambling and whatever. But like Surface was straight up calling him an antichrist.
No, you're right. You're right. That's why I've had you
And
on.
like
At
saying
some
he's
point,
got,
it
what was it?
At some point,
Vulgar
it
and
loses its value. Once
just
it's
dabbing on
been
it.
pointed out how batshit insane it is and how vain and profane it is.
I'm
there's
happy
no
to
point
watch
letting
this.
it go anymore.
Whilst we await.
That's all I said. I didn't say there wasn't value in it in the first
And
place.
basically
It's just
COVID's already
that
over
value
there.
has run its due course,
Just
Shaggy.
fucking dabbing.
I'm not saying
Also,
there is no
Percy
value in
wants
it
to
at
show
any
the same
point.
time
I'm
as
just
Big
saying
Man
that
V.
value has run its due
Interesting.
course, and it will have
Interesting.
run that due course until you actually repent.
Value is whether or not it's good content. If it's not good content, you're right. It's run its course.
He's assumed some of
No,
his
but once
gun.
again, like you
But
don't
watch,
get it.
wait till
It's
Surfer
because all
cuts
you
down
care
again.
about
He's
is
going to be
pride
jacked,
and
bro.
vanity
And
good
ripped.
content.
It's going to be good, Mr.
That's
Man.
not what this show is about, Shaggy.
Well, I mean,
Yes and no,
I
Fidel.
do care
I'm
about
not the
good
most learned
content,
man when
but
it comes
then
to the
again, I'm
variations
also
of
trying to
theology,
run
but
a Bible study of my
I don't think you can safely say you're a Christian and you're studying the works of Jesus Christ if you need an addendum written by a pedophile to do so. Like, literally, the whole premise of Mormonism is that Christianity is incomplete in capturing the word of Christ. So therefore, the Nephites, the N fights, the basketball American fights, they're the ones who have the true understanding of Christianity 2,000 years later. It's a cult and it's a LARPing religion.
this book or that sign or whatever.
Well, maybe if you get your dick out of your hand, Shaggy, you'll understand a bit better, buddy. Okay, what's your question, Chad King? I'm going to sing the outro song here. And then
Base
call
Chad
it a
King.
day. I'd like to get to this Vickers stream. I'm sort of late.
It's all right,
Okay,
and
you
I've
got a
sent Surf
question,
the link, so
Chad
he
King,
might
I'll
drop
go
in.
over that.
Like, that's assuming that Vickers is going to go live. I still have my doubts.
What did the Israelites do with the unwanted
Yeah, it's gonna be
pregnancies
interesting.
from the
I'm
Amalekite
feeling-
captivity? Well, we
I've-
don't read about that.
I have a feeling he's just going to... Yeah, I have a feeling he's just going to try and duck and sweep. Meanwhile...
You better be careful. Dick has spent his entire life stockpiling jokes at the expense of the female form.
Yeah.
This is his war. This is his battlefield.
You guys are stockpiling bullets? I've been stockpiling fat jokes.
I thought we were going
That
to hear
was
this
stupid.
fucking cleft palate retard speak. So this guy's so cringe, man. He's part of the Gout Guard. He's been around for a while. I love this guy because he really genuinely believes. Here we go. This could be it. Like, check this guy's Twitter. Like, he sincerely believes he's an investigative journalist. Like, I've seen some LARPs. In my time. Independent, investigative gonzo journalists. Between you and Christorian X. Like, how cringe can people get? Like, what the fuck? Fair warning. As it loads, we're chugging this morning over here on the other side of the world. Absolutely chugging.
What's up, game?
Oh, that's fair warning. This will be a long thread pinned to my account. 6 likes. To nip all of this in the bud and have a sign attached so I don't have to repeat myself. Here's a complete write-up of my journalism in relation to the Vickers. And it's just like, so it's not even 6 accounts. It's like 3 accounts of retards. And just like, nobody cares, bro. You've gone on this whole thread. You've got like 2 or 3 likes. I don't even know if we should read it. I can't even be fucked.
Some of the advantages that you get of having
I know,
a
right?
box that is designed to use an online
Like-
state. So that, to me, is a future-proof choice, and I think people.
When I say
could have
things like
arguably
Kino
gone-
Corners about truth and justice, like it's a joke. These guys take themselves seriously.
Right. Stick with 360. That's
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a
Blessed.
fully fledged
Blessed.
Diablo experience on mobile.
Okay, so
which
Vickers
everybody
has
will get to
not gone
play.
live on time,
Now the guy's got to come up with Paulie's money every week, no matter what.
but old mate
Probably
has.
the most amazing
Fuck you,
wrestler of
pay
all
me.
time.
What do you
But
have,
nobody
5?
cares about
Pay
you
me.
fucking
I don't think I can't
Iranian
think of
hairdresser.
Pay me.
4 people
In the
watching.
video game industry today, it seems that we are just
What?
perpetually
Good.
fucked
Okay.
into getting less and less, but paying more for more.
So
For-
straight away, like this guy sounds like who was it? I think Dymo or Axel is saying it sounds like they've got. Oh, here we go, boys! They are live. Like he's got a retainer in his mouth. I reckon he sounds like he's got a cleft palate.
the past 10 years at least, as an old school gamer, all the way from like
I'm an
NES
old school
to
gamer.
Super Nintendo to present, I've continuously just had to seed ground as the industry that I love, the entertainment medium that I've loved since an early age on into adulthood, has just been fucked from every goddamn angle there is. And the fucked up part about it is there for a long time, other newer gamers were going right along with it. I can easily remember when the online pass was being defended by a bunch of people saying, oh, well, you know, it's just to make sure that you get a quality product. It's just quality assurance. The
way
online
more
pass isn't that
autistic.
big of a thing. Intrusive DRM, what's that? And, you know, oh, my DLC, you know, DLC is just like an expansion pack, you know? You really like Word of Destruction from Diablo, right? Well, that's what DLC is. DLC is just a bunch
But he
of
was
somewhat
wrapping up.
smaller, you know,
He was wrapping
expansion
up.
packs.
He's got
It's
the
just
link. He might join us
bullshit.
soon.
All of it is bullshit. It's been bullshit for a fucking decade, if not more. For the past decade, we've been seeing a buildup that is very, very fucking similar to what caused the video game crash in the fucking 80s. You have all these companies just trying to make hand over fist, fucking rob people with as much fucking money as possible without putting out any fucking effort. Anybody that's watched Angry Video Game Nerd has heard the name
The lovely thing about all these fucking neckbeards who cry about how video games crash and won't go broke, video games have never made more money. I had this exact bet with Gator. Gator had to apologize to me live on the kill stream because he said, oh, The Last of Us 2 is going to crash. It's not going to make any money. I said, Gator, it's going to make more money. It's going to make more. No! I said, Gator, let's have a bet. Otherwise, you're going to have to apologize to me live on the kill stream. Sure enough, Last of Us 2 made more money, not the exact amount of sales, more money in 48 hours than The Last of Us 1. So all you neckbeards that think that video games are crashing because they don't subscribe to your fucking subset of politics, this is what you sound like.
excellent fucking video games, which is probably the Super Nintendo all the way up to about the all the way up to the end of the PlayStation 2 era. That's your golden age. That's your golden ticket. Yeah, there were fucking shit games put out and everything.
Yes,
but for the most part,
the depths I was willing to go to.
You're in pretty good fucking hands because there were far more.
Speak of the devil!
I think most people on the show don't know me.
He sounds even more retarded today. All right, strap ourselves in,
everybody
boys.
hates.
Recently unbanned from Kiwi Farms.
Now, the issue is...
Recently unbanned from Kiwi Farms, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, this is the second week in the row. He's not even on his own show anymore.
Free at last. And I am nobody. I am
Mr. Vickers, come out and play.
That's about it.
Does this
Where
does
are you,
this show really have a
Vickers?
name? Even I was.
Why
my
do
name
you
is
keep
available.
hiding
Come
from
on,
your
man.
own show?
Just odd James.
If you're
for
on
the odds one.
holiday,
All right,
you're on
wonderful.
holiday right now or
So,
vacation. Why are you still scheduling shows that nobody
Kind of
watches?
changed. a little
Why are
bit,
you fighting with
as the
Ethan
show
Ralph?
approached.
You
We
should
were
be on the
originally
fucking
going to
holiday.
have on Machiavelli 13.
What the
But
heck?
things came up, so I reached out to the anus himself and wondered if he could sit in with us, and he said yes, much to my confusion. So
Mine
this,
too.
I'm sure, because only about an hour before the show started. So
Now,
this
I reckon
episode-
this is all just going to be
episode 11
sweat.
is about the wannabe man boys of America First and video games, because things.
Fuck, if
and
Vickers
plans
isn't here, I don't know
change,
if
and
it's
as
worth
such,
doing it,
topics
boys, to be
change
honest. What do
as
you reckon?
well.
Yes.
But
Yes.
first, before we get into all of that, let's talk about our weeks, gentlemen. Anus, how's your week been?
There has been nothing of any significance that has happened at all.
Absolutely nothing, huh?
Absolutely nothing.
God damn, just absolutely giving me nothing to fucking work with. Odd, what about you?
This week?
No, I got unbanned about a week and a half ago. I did face ops myself on Kiwi Farms and Ralph's thread. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's do that, champ.
About that, there you go. That's a happening.
People wanted to see my glorious beard, so I showed it to them.
He looks exactly like we thought he would.
You freaking neckbeard.
Yeah,
I am a
But
neckbeard.
this must be his burner account because he forgot to.
Shave your cheeks. That's why.
He forgot to I replied to the
Which
genius
cheek, so that's
anus,
a very important question.
and he's like, "Oh, you got me. I'm a middle-aged
I don't
dad."
even want to get into that.
And we're starting off early.
Disgusting.
Odd, how about
Disgusting.
you? How was your week?
I've just been chilling for the most part. I own a bearded dragon myself, and I am currently fostering a couple of female bearded dragons.
Ask and
my buddy,
answered.
can make space for them, so I've just been taking care of them
Mm.
and hanging out with the
But
ladies.
like that looks
and,
better.
Just getting ready for this, and
Let me
all
pull
the
it up again.
explosives going off. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
pull it
that's
up
right.
again.
4th of July is just around the corner, and I got to worry about whether or not it's fireworks or gunshots, because that's how we roll when you live in a fucking cave.
Yeah, I'm in the south end of town, so there's a lot of shit
That
popping
looks
off
better
all
than that.
around. And plus, I'm in Michigan, so Canada Day was
That
popping
looks
off
better than that.
Oh,
a
yeah.
few days ago.
You
Yeah.
have that going off, too. Okay.
That's why he
Yeah.
needs the shitty facial
not
hair
too
because he
bad.
needs to
Ain't
cover the
allowed to
cleft
celebrate
palate.
Canada Day.
I don't know. They're on the other side doing it. They probably just can't drive any semi trucks, but they're got sparklers.
Boys, if there's no Vickers
God
here,
damn
this
it.
is
No
pretty
honking, but you're allowed to have sparklers.
part
So
of the
maybe
pun.
you're
But
one of
this
those
is
little
pretty
snakes.
arse.
The only fireworks the government trusted with is some little pull-string confetti cannons.
What do you reckon? Is it even worth
Little
doing?
poppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
While we decide that, let's go and bully Persip instead.
Yo, what's up, gamers? This video.
Let's go and pull up. Let's go and bully fucking. It's because of that city. Like, I don't even know why Persip streams, to be honest. Like, what is this Persip? Yeah! Boys, Cowboy, I'm sorry, but it doesn't look like that there's any Kino on the menu because Vickers has ran away from his own podcast 2 weeks in a row or 2 episodes in a row. So, like,
Look at
why is he
He's
still?
going to
Why
town.
is he still doing it? Yeah, Perspeak streams, and this is what it is.
Absolutely going to town.
Is this the jack off footage? No, that's the jack off one. Oh no, this is the jack off. So the gay man's watching.
No, Phil, don't do it.
Him jack off
This went on for quite a while.
as he drinks out of his polystyrene cup.
He was really desperate to rub one out this day. Who can't sympathize with that, I guess.
Absolutely atrocious. Boys, pull up another tab. Let's raid. Let's raid. Let's all ask him how much for a haircut. DSP always wins.
There you go. Oh, look at
What is up, everyone? Hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
Come on, boys. I want to see you all over there.
Darkside Phil was fucking jacking off on YouTube
Here's Keem going off.
What kind of fucking weirdos like?
Keem loved this. I think this was one of his favorite moments.
How old is this content? This is like 5-year-old content. Of course, Ashton's gimp, homosexual gimp, would be recycling 5-year-old content because he has no actual ability to run a show.
The channels are disabled, or the comments are disabled. It's just like, you beat up on your stream.
A homosexual bearded man in his 40s watching another homosexual bearded man in his 40s do a fake laugh about another homosexual bearded man in his 40s. It's a homosexual bearded centipede, boys.
I don't know where the fuck's fire is.
Today, a stream on YouTube got a little
the plantation.
X-rated. Darkside Phil, a YouTuber with over 200,000 subscribers, was streaming on YouTube, and he had text on his stream saying the stream will be starting shortly. Please stand by. But here's the problem.
What does it
Phil didn't realize that his camera was on. And
he did it. It was fucking.
I wasn't supposed to play this.
Intentional. He knew he was
Here we
jacking
go.
off
Another
on camera because
He
nobody
fucking
could do anything about
masturbated.
it.
Like on a stream, he like beat his dick. He like fucking whacked it, like fucking spanked it, like right in front of.
I think Keem absolutely loved it. He really did.
So, like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this, chat.
It's one of his favorite moments.
Look at this. I've been trying to work out who he actually reminds me of.
Let's see.
There's so many fucking options. Let's just save that quickly. Now, there was.
We'll go to about a week ago. A little more
If
than.
anybody has
now,
watched Goodfellas,
DSP gets the original offer for $50,000. $50,000.
if you've watched Goodfellas and rest in peace Ray Liotta.
I mean, not with Keemstar, with Wings of Redemption and and
but you guys see.
Yes, I'll cut you there, buddy.
He's boys wigs.
This one.
Fries your boys wigs.
Pull it up in the browser.
Oh no! Oh
The
no!
audio, I can't really hear it when I'm playing.
He's boys wigs, bro.
So first, we'll go with.
This is my favorite scene from Goodfellas. It's so good. This is so good.
So first,
fuck off, you fucking gay lord. This stream spice snipes brought you by Finage.
Can also do this.
Don't buy wigs that come off at the wrong time. Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater. And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget about money. You can afford a Maury wig. It might fit everybody. So call me now. And come in for a personalized fitting.
It's just the Iranian version. Oh, fucking hell. Vickers Ghost is still haunting me, chat.
Yeah. Henry, you're a good kid. I've been good to you. You've been good to me. But there's something quite unreasonable going on here. Jim's being an unconscionable ball breaker. Okay, give me the 5 I never had to pay the vigorous debt he demands. Am I something special? What am I, a schmuck on wheels?
Maury, please, you know.
Yeah, because Vickers is hiding from his own podcast. And welcome to the stream, Drunken Surfer. How are you, buddy?
He wants his money. Give him his money and let us.
Oh, I'm making it. Just cooling off my brain a little bit, having to deal with Shaggy there.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But
well, what have I missed?
Have you seen Goodfellas before?
No.
Now look at this man right here. Does he remind you of anybody, Surfer? Anybody who's in PPP's circle?
And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget money. You can afford a Maury wig.
Surfer.
So call me now.
I think NORAD's got to him.
Yeah. NORAD's fucking getting my fucking brain. I didn't know what is he? Is he Brian? I think we've lost you, Euros. Here, hold on. Am I still live? I think we've lost you, Euros. Well, I've commandeered the stream, Snipe. I thought NORAD got me, but I took over the NORAD laser. I'm riding the NORAD laser now. I'm just shooting it. So let's see what's going on with Vickers then.
But it does speak volumes about the absolute atrocious standard. Now, granted, I don't pardon CD Projekt Red because that upper board made a lot of shady ass decisions. But
I didn't know if you guys can hear the
go easier on your QA. Don't lie.
The Vickers stream. I'll turn it up.
Capabilities or their seniority.
I can't show it to you. I don't have a camera.
And then maybe you can avoid being cyberpunk.
So they were. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was like, actually, it's the quota part.
I don't know what I missed. I was hoping Euros would catch me up on what I missed before he just vanished into the ether. But it looks like we got Vickers and or is Vickers even there? I don't even know if Vickers is there. It looks like it's the Anus Man and the guy that dresses like a ninja. And then someone else who's probably the guy that lives in the government housing. It's probably the guy in the government housing that was seething about Damo on that, on whatever channel he did that on. He was on Twitter, I guess, saying he was going to hunt down the Damo, take all his eye patches, and burn down his house with him in it. That man from the government housing.
Or whatever, just to keep a higher budget.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know who this third person is. Oh no, it's Odd James.
The size of their team. And
I don't know. If anyone's heard of Odd James, that's who this person is. I don't know who Odd James is.
Because these guys will say, okay, we're
I have no idea who Odd James is.
This amount of time, we're going to pay this amount of money.
Not even really talking, I don't think. I think it's just this Akiba and the Anus Man. Now,
so this is just a provide basically to get this big deal, and they could hack it at the time.
This is interesting because this Akiba guy has been Vickers' co-host ever since the start. And this Akiba guy, when Vickers left, the Akiba guy was the host of the show when Vickers was on vacation. And now, even though Vickers is back, he's been back for days. Akiba is still the co-host. I mean, Akiba is still the host. So that makes me wonder, like, who is this Akiba person that Vickers has brought on the stream? We all thought that Vickers sold his daughter Faith to the Gunt. He sent her to get thumbed by the Gunted one to boost his own internet career. I think that's a prevailing theory. That's sort of the popular belief. That's why Mr. Vickers made that decision. But you know what? I've got a theory that maybe Akiba is Mr. Vickers' son. Maybe everything that happened with Faith and Vickers starting his channel and Vickers on Kiwi Farms and the whole works was not just to boost Vickers' career, But maybe he's done this to create Akiba, his son's career. Maybe Vickers is a selfless man. And Akiba
Alrighty.
not only sacrificed himself at the altar of the internet to create this career for his son Akiba, but he's even sacrificed his firstborn daughter at the altar of the internet to create Akiba's career, both himself and his daughter. Those are my thoughts. Heroes, are you back with us?
I'm back. Thanks for holding down the fort there, buddy. Another day in Australian internet. So, sorry, I caught the end of it. Why is Vickers still streaming? And you might have already gone through that. Why is Vickers still streaming? He's done 2 streams now where he's basically the OBS gimp on his own show. Like, does any of this make sense in your mind?
There is actually a giant.
Well, you know, Chad King says, yeah, Akiba is his son. Is Akiba actually his son?
Nah. Because his oldest son's like 17, right? This Akiba fag. Oh, sorry, fag. He's like in his 40s, man. He's in it. Like, if we go back to the listen to this fucking queer in his little intro. Remember when it was going to be a show with him and because like Meet Your Panelist doesn't suggest Gator's just coming on for one show. The plan was to co-host this with Gator, but I think Gator realized how fucking gay it was, and that's Gator realized how gay it was after one episode. He's like, nah, I'm good, Mr. Vickers. So like listen to I'm gonna dignify Gator some airtime here. Because Akiba's the last one, I think, off the rank. Where is it?
Hailing from 90s Japan.
No, he's the first.
The US past the turn of the millennium. I've been on the internet since the mid-2000s and have seen plenty when it comes to hobbies.
So straight away, he's talking about 90s Japan and 2000s internet. The dude's in his 40s, man. He's 40. You got to understand, Chad. These are baby men. They're not real men. They might have age. Fuck, Vickers might even have 4 children, but we've seen his actions are not that of a man. He fucking runs and tattles to Daimo's mum. Does that sound like a fucking man to you?
No, but yeah, that's bad. This Akiba guy, he's like 40 and his avatar is a woman in a ninja costume.
At least 40. I'm in my mid-30s. And those references could be like sent my way. I was around in the 90s. I was around on the internet in the 2000s. And I can just tell he's older than me. So, yeah. Pathetic man babies. Now, speaking of pathetic man babies, we could see, Rudy's in chat. Base Rudy. Rudy Coleman for president. Now, it sounds like a bit of your patience was tested on tonight's stream. Can you give a recap for those who weren't there, Surfer?
But I'm not gonna.
I don't know. My brain's fried, but I've heard enough about space aliens. I don't know. Shaggy said something insightful, like there's value in like proving why, like showing why it's batshit. But like I feel like that's been done. I probably just won't have Shaggy call into Bible study anymore because Bible study isn't study of planet Barbelos and Kolob and how close the proximity of their orbits are to the same star.
There was definitely a few comments that you made that were prescient in terms of, apart from calling him the Antichrist, but that, I do love Shaggy, but the problem is he's got 2 psychological problems, at least 2. One of them is oppositional defiance disorder or contrarian disorder. So quite often men will take a very contrarian position because they want to be right while everybody else is wrong. That proves them to be the most learned or intelligent man if they're able to make a point that everybody else does not see, such as Cog being like one of the best streamers on the internet, or Fuentes beat Medica in the debate. Like Shaggy does take some really interesting positions. But the worst one, and I don't know the DS5 term for it, but Shaggy talks before he thinks. You're a man who will collect his thoughts, think about them, and then speak. Whereas Shaggy, I think, quite often just runs his mouth and then his brain catches up after the fact. So it's very easy to take note of those things that he said and then say, no, but Shaggy, you've said this in the past and it's directly contradicting what you're saying now. And for you to turn around and tell him that, no, you told Warham the reason why you chose Mormonism is because it's like effectively Christianity crossed with paganism. It's like you can't turn around and therefore say that you're a learned Christian and a great Christian if that's the reason you chose Mormonism. Like, it's a laugh. It's an absolute laugh.
I will agree. The partners.
No, but I think that's exactly it, and that's what's sort of frustrating about interacting with Shaggy. The reason why I say I'm sort of retarded is because, like, I don't like to say things that I haven't really thought through. So I do think about things, and I am sort of slower because I think about things slower and make sure that what I'm saying is reasonable before I say it. Now, my approach isn't necessarily good in like debate. If you were to debate someone and you take that slower approach where you really think out things, rhetorically, you're going to be less effective. I think sort of why Shaggy does that is because he comes from Toxic Angel's show on the cornfield where they bring everyone on, and Shaggy just had to hammer out, just spew nonsense. But I think that's it. Like, I think that's the exact issue. He just doesn't think about things before he says them.
It's that IBS culture where it's like you win if you run roughshod over your opponent as opposed to making the most eloquent or logical point. So, unfortunately, our friend Shaggy, he needs to learn more and speak less, I think. But I was saying to the stream before, I'm not the most learned man when it comes to Hegel, but I've had a close friend of mine who is learned to explain it to me, that the notions of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, that being that thesis is like a default position or the original position that is borne out. The antithesis being the opposite position, or at least a position that runs counter, and the synthesis being the continual pendulum swing back and forth until you reach the truth somewhere in the middle. So I think of it as a useful lens to sort of analyze left versus right politics. But the problem in using it to discuss whether your version of Christianity or your non-denominational scripture reading versus Mormonism, you're never going to reach a synthesis because your default position is I'm reading the book of God or the word of Jesus and the apostles, and I'm not in a position to usurp or surpass that because I'm just a student. Whereas Shaggy seems to be much of many other Mormonisms who followed the man Joseph Smith in saying, oh no, I know more about the Christianity of the Bible, so here's a couple of more books because the fucking nigger fights came and told me through the Angel Moroni, and like there's never going to be that synthesis because it's literally for want of a better word, it's an arrogant religion. It's a narcissistic religion in many respects.
Yeah, there is a lot of pride and vanity in that line of thinking that we just know best because we've come up with this idea in our brain.
Now, Chauncey's asked, will I repent? Chauncey, I cannot repent with my heart full, because as we've said before, you cannot repent for that which you are to perform in the future. So when it comes to talking about John, Michael, and Kelly, I can't repent because I'll continue to let everybody know about them. So sorry, Chauncey.
I had to wait 2.5 minutes for that long ass intro.
So for why do you think Vickers is running streams with an ass man and a 40-year-old fucking weeb? What's the point of this? I heard you talk about it briefly, but what's the point of this stream? Why is he doing this?
Well, see, my theory, and I guess my theory is wrong. If this Akiba person is like a 40-year-old man, like that just throws a big wrench into my theory. But I thought, you know what? Maybe Akiba's his son, and we think that, like, we think Mr. Vickers sacrificed Faith to Ralph, like out of selfish motives. But maybe that's not it. Maybe Vickers is a selfless man. And he not only sacrificed himself at the altar of the internet, but also sacrificed his firstborn daughter, that Akiba, his oldest son, may have an internet career as an internet celebrity, like he's grown up watching YouTube and wanting to do. But obviously that's not the case if Akiba's a 40-year-old man.
Well, there might be some merit to it because, you know, he is selfless in many regards, Mr. Vickers, because he brings joy and pleasure to all those around him. Hence why he donned the persona of the clown. The clown brings joy and happiness to a surfer, so I think he might be on the right track.
I didn't know how happy of a clown that is.
It's true. It's true. Well, maybe he saw. I know that this must have been prior to Face bringing Thumb, but maybe he had a vision into the future and realized he was no longer a clown of joy, but instead a clown of evil. Now, personally, I try to do physiognomy. I don't even know that word, or phrenology check rather. Do you think that that's Vickers? Like, it's fat enough to be Vickers. It's got the same like jowls as Vickers. Do you think that's actually him?
Certain chunks of the game, they're not. It's not.
Well, you know, he's like cross-eyed in this picture, and I thought that maybe this is another man with a lazy eye, but maybe it's the same reason why he blinks one eye before the other.
That's a very good point.
I think they're going to be doing just all the towns.
Yeah, like he looks goofy. He's cross-eyed here.
Very similar nose. Very similar nose. Like the shape's all there. He's got the earphones on at the moment, but his ears do point out like that. And something must be said about a man who wears a hat all the time. If you wear a hat all the time, you're bald. Like, you're either fucking Fred Durst or you're bald. And Mr. Vickers is not Fred Durst. So I have a feeling that, yes, that could be definitely him. Definitely him. What do you reckon, Chad? Give me a 1 if you think it's Mr. Vickers, or 2, someone else. Now, as we do that, because again, I'm to be honest, Surfer, I wanted him to be here, but brilliant, Gahul's here, just dabbing on the genius anus.
We're worried about deals. Anyway, players will follow.
But another man who has fallen, Surfer, as we well know, is the Iranian hairdresser himself. Now, one of our criticisms of PPP's content at this point, when he's not fucking trying to farm bullshit content from Kiwi farms and run a narrative, is that he's recycling 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old stuff. Persit right now is going over DSP to 15
Don't ever
people.
waste the king's time.
You are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No.
Yeah.
No, you get no permission to fucking
Don't
do it.
bring that
You can't
bitch.
give her a pill. You want to give her a pill.
Is this Kino, Surfer?
And that's it. Because you're
No more
Yeah,
hospital.
I don't know what he's doing. I never, I don't really know the hype around DSP though, because I never watched DSP. I know he's a big lol cow, but the only thing I know about DSP is he left his camera on and started masturbating.
So that's here in the top left-hand corner at the moment. Look, DSP is a mensch. DSP is a king. Everybody else are just haters because they wish. It's much like how Vickers hates Ralph. Vickers wish he was Ralph.
How dare they?
Wishes he was Ralph. He wish he had a famous internet career
Outdated.
instead of bringing on a fucking 40-year-old weeb and anus man to 20 people in chat.
How dare they do that?
So
to our
much
king
like
That
Percival would
bitch
love to be
shoulda
a man
had
who
a
played
pill on
video
the side
games
of
on
the
the
road,
internet.
$80.
He's
maybe.
jealous.
Maybe Phil would have paid $80 for a
But
pill.
our favorite penguin in chat,
$1,000
Mr.
for an
Mycroft,
ER
welcome
visit
to
that
the
her mother had
stream.
to pay for.
He says, so
Unacceptable.
if
You
Mr.
don't
Vickers is a juggalo, it's safe to assume that Faith puts Fago in Xander's bottle. Correct. Correct. Gowdy actually believes that Persip's the puppet master, but I believe that's King of Pole from all my understandings. Like, out of all of Ashton's Cabal Surfer, which one of them's most likely to be pulling the strings?
It certainly wouldn't be Brian. I think out of all of them, you would have to give it to Persip. Persip said in Damo and Axel's chat that he's actually been the one that's puppet mastered Damo into everything that's happened up until today.
Brave stance, because he was an influence in early on. That is correct. Until the Hatchet Man went against the Mustard Man. But then there was also the confirmation that we could have heard Fat Winston himself actually come back to the internet and not make a fool of himself and do a Kino reading of Faith's journal, but this man blockaded it. Do you have any extra information as to his reasons and motivation for doing so?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what happened there. I don't know that communication. I do know that communication existed because Persip told me that communication existed before Dimo and Axel did. But it was framed to me in the first place that Godwinson didn't want to take it.
Interesting.
Which makes sense either way, so I don't know what to believe, in all honesty.
Well, look, either way, esoteric shaggyism has said it just now. Perspeak is the concept of anti-Kino given life itself. Look, if these stories are to be believed, then I think you're right, Eso. I think you're right. But I don't know, I'm kind of bored, Surfer. What do you reckon? Is there anything to be gleaned from either a homosexual Iranian hairdresser watching 5-year-old clips or these fucking retards? I was looking for... Dead man's in chat. The council's out in full force this morning.
Yeah. What even happened between DSP and Keemstar? I have no idea what's even happened.
Okay, let's listen. But again,
it's far worse than mine will ever be.
If people want to make fun of DSP and everything like that, the absolute mensch,
like laugh at you masturbate.
Why does Keemstar get a free pass on the internet? Keemstar is
a show or something that I want you to be a part of.
He's now what? 45? Maybe even close to 50, and he still dresses like this.
I promised myself I wouldn't drink this stream, so we're gonna.
He still dresses like this.
So I gave him maybe like 2-3 times.
Wasn't he exposed as being a Fed the other day?
When I can't answer.
Whoa! Huge revelation.
The peasant
Fed. Look. I wouldn't put it past him.
I told you I gave you a 30-minute window for you to call me.
Is it not?
Obey my demand.
My Google search is not showing anything, but look, if any of the Jannies in chat or anybody has a link, I'd love to go over it.
They're too stupid to call you when you tell them you're
because the problem is, and it happened with Keemstar. Actually, I really like this. I don't know. I go back and I listen to this. This is Jim at his best. I think. And even Creamstar had some good moments. But have you ever listened to this clip, Surfer? And Keemstar. Because the problem is with all these faggots who came on the scene like trying to be the most edgiest boys on the internet and like, I'm being censored. They're ruining our video games. It's them, bracket. But then as soon as they got just an ounce of clout and made a little bit of money, they just really couched all their opinions from there. So Quartering now is the biggest social justice warrior you'll see on the internet. He constantly cries about this person's being racist, and I don't know, it's cringe. But I suggest we're not going to go over it. It's about an hour long, but basically, Medica's just there calling Hamburger Boy, for being like the most mealy mouth faggot on the internet.
I switched to live chat. Okay. I think everyone. Here, let me just.
And he's so
About the guy in
boring.
a dress, which is ridiculous, by the way. Somebody hit you. It's the first time you've ever been hit in
So
your
this is
life.
actually the only time
You overreact,
Keemstar was
you
kind
make
of based,
multiple Twitter
in my
videos about
opinion.
it. You make YouTube videos about it, and now you're trying to sue the guy.
Yeah, no, I heard that the other day though. Keemstar was talking to the FBI. Fifth to the archive says Keemstar ratted to the FBI on Baked.
You have
Fist, I'm going to make you a mod. If you can drop us some links,
that
buddy.
guy, figured out where he was, thrown a bag over his head, and
Fist,
hit
I'm going to
him with a
make you.
baseball bat.
Oh, I hate it when that
would've.
happens. I sound like such a faggot surfer.
More to lose than
I have more of a homosexual voice than Flamenco, Persip, and Fuentes combined. It's embarrassing.
No, bro.
It's
no.
embarrassing.
You can't have more of a.
Oh, you're already a mod, Fist. Go ahead and drop some links,
How are you
please.
gonna sue me? He has a bag over his head.
Okay, well, so you're saying you.
But anyway, I don't know. What should we do, Surfer? What should we do? The world's our oyster. We can watch Persip fumble his way through old DSP clips. We can watch this train wreck, which is just fucking boring at this point. We can watch
I don't
anything,
know.
Surfer. We could play Risk Surfer to an enthralled audience of 20 and watch it go down to an audience of 2.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's Persip. Like, I don't know what's happened between DSP and Keemstar. I have no idea.
Let's have a look. While we wait for Fist to drop some links, I'm gonna just again DSP Keemstar. See what's out there.
The Kino Casino was certainly talking about that when they did their show on Canada Day, but I didn't watch it. The only reason I know that is because it was in the title of the show. I'm almost certain.
Oh, happy Canada Day, by the way. So that therefore makes it a year to the date when Andy Warski came and visited your place. It's
Yeah, I
basically a
guess
year
it would
ago
be.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't really see anything here. But again, like, Keemstar's just keeping up with... Like, look at this!
It's unbelievable. All right, so I'm on Instagram. I'm checking my messages. I get a message.
I think it's cringe where I go over, like, social media. But I had to do it as part of the context of the streams the other day. But this is this man's life in a pink bandana with grey hairs in his beard. His life is reporting on what happened on Instagram and Twitter.
Message from, I guess, a fan who says that he got his first sponsorship and he needs 30 signups and he wants me to tweet out the link. And I'm like, that is the rudest fucking shit I have ever heard. Like, a company has hired this guy to promote a product or whatever, and now he's asking me to do his job for him. Like, what? So I tweeted it out and I said, no. Now I cropped it, right? And, you know, to hide the dude's username, which it doesn't matter. I can show his username or not. I mean, he's got to take responsibility for fucking asking me that. So I tweeted it out. And the responses are,
fuck me. Fuck me. He's like Jim. Like, obviously his audience is like 13 years old. No self-respecting man. Okay. Dear FBI, one of the people inside the Capitol yesterday is Baked Alaska. Oh, so this was Jan 7th he did this. He's a banned YouTube streamer who starts fights on the streets as soon as punches are to be thrown, and he maces people and runs away like a cat. And arrest him.
Oh no. Yeah, it's pretty fucking slimy.
That is fucking snitcheroo. That is fucking snitcheroo. Like, I bet you we could find something from Keemstar talking about like how anti-government he is or anti-authoritarian he is. And you're literally tagging the FBI in on Baked Alaska. Say what you want about Baked Alaska, but he's not your enemy. He's not your enemy nowhere near as much as the federal apparatus that is the US government. What kind of self-respecting person are you, Keemstar? Any thoughts, Surfer?
I have no thoughts. I just think that's pretty slimy, you know. The Bake did nothing wrong on the 6th. They I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on that, but I'm glad that's cleared up. Now it is a tweet. It's not like he was on like a phone, like a private phone call with the FBI helping them investigate Baked, but I mean, it may as well be, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's not so much the efficacy of your efforts, it's just the efforts themselves that are damning enough. Now, look, I was meaning to watch this, so thank you. I think it was Chad who dropped it. But one of our favorite chatters, Cool Tactic. Again, this has been my biggest thing that I've tried to encourage. Just everybody needs to create. The more creatives in the sphere, the better. So let's go ahead and watch Goutspiracy Theory. This is great. Let's have a look. I might just have to pump the volume. I think they've done a no-fap gamer here. Just going to pump that volume way up. Funko Pop in hand and Rick and Morty shirt. Beautiful.
Welcome, sir. I'm your doctor, Cool Tactic. How can I help you today?
What is it that makes up a sick fuck?
Well, sick fuck is not really a diagnosis. I'll take a few blood samples and run some tests.
And I'm a sick fuck?
Oh.
This is great editing.
Well, Mr. Vickers,
Based.
the results are in, and I'm afraid you have gout, sir. It's a very serious illness, and I hope you have some money because the meds ain't cheap.
Is you're making a bunch of fucking claims that you can't back up because you're a fucking retard. So if you want to keep it coming, retard, keep them coming. Show the receipts or shut the fuck up about money.
Calm down, sir. I'm a real doctor. The test's right here. It will also be a good idea to make some changes to your diet, Mr. Vickers. Do you eat a lot of red meat?
Do you want me to talk about my alcoholism or my serious substance abuse?
Well, that's not what I asked you, sir. Anyways, stress can contribute to gout syndromes. Do you have anything that's stressing you lately?
Sandra abused me. Oh, like, she's a dead old whore and she's in the ground and she was a piece of shit. And
oh, buddy, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to keep you for.
Sorry, not to interrupt. This whole war that the Vickers, both the mum and the dad, had against Ralph's mum. Vickers, Faith was an 18-year-old girl. Now, I have my thoughts on that. Personally, I would not want to be anywhere near an 18-year-old girl. They are the height of stupidity. So I'd get no enjoyment, nor physical, nor emotional, whatever. But she was a consenting adult, Vickers. Just because she was mentally fucked in the head from all the damage you've done to her being a Funko Pop collector who was more busy running tax scams and being a fucking clown instead of actually raising her properly to cause her to run out in the middle of the night. That's not Sandra. That was not Ralph's mum's problem. What was Ralph's mum supposed to do? Oh, Ethan's got a new girlfriend. She's consenting. She's an adult. I'm going to kick her out of the house when Faith has come into her house and told about all the times you abused her? Was that the Christian thing to do, to kick the girl out of the house and make her homeless? So like all this vitriol and dabbing on her for being dead, it's like you have no moral high ground, Vickers. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like he likes to claim he's a Christian. Does that sound like a Christian thing, Surfer? To laugh at the dead and to want the dead to kick people out of their home who come in seeking shelter? Does that sound like Christian behavior to you?
Shaggy would have them baptized. Like baptism.
I didn't ask for paganist behavior. I was asking about Christianity, but I think I can assume you agree.
No, it sounds like to me, and like maybe I'm wrong, but analyzing Vickers' psychology, he seems like the sort of person also that isn't able to come up with his own original thoughts. Like it's like the things he believes, and you can see this and how he blames Damo for his swatting and all this stuff. It's like the things he believes is what he reads on Kiwi Farms. Like he garners all of his opinions and all of his thoughts from people around him in the community. But like the reason he's so fucked is because he's getting all of these thoughts from like his Discord cabal with like Christorian X and Medicare Fembot and like fucking cognitive thought and like Kiwi Farms, right?
Indeed. Literally hanging with like the worst of the worst. So sorry, KT, to moral fag over your Kino, but we'll finish this off, and I'll just want to go and check something after this.
Psychological watch. We're gonna have you in the isolation ward, and we'll keep you there until I can be sure you won't hurt anyone or call their mother.
Good bed. Good bed. Good bed. Good bed. I will salute to myself. Thank you, KT. That was great. Everybody, please go ahead and subscribe to KT. Cool tactic. Now, admittedly, KT, someone did show me your channel, and I forgot to have a look at it in detail. But yeah, I was a little bit worried that you were like a VTuber, much like flamenco, and that's kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. But I'm glad that I don't have to worry. And this looks good as well. Let's cue this one up. Now, what I wanted to quickly just show you, sir, I noticed that dumb fucking Filipino boy laughing as a girl was in the chat. So this Medica Fembot, I don't actually know heaps about them. Do you know much about them? I know that it's just obviously a gym sim.
The American dream. Everybody's like, "Oh, the American dream is we have
No,
freedom."
I just know that they're on Twitter and they battle with the Damo, and they're one of like Vickers' capos. I don't know if maybe they're the same person as Medicare Masochist that donates to the Kino Casino.
Okay, so Fist reckons they know all about this catfish. Fembot equals Queen of Bands. Fist, like, I don't know if you like getting on mics, mate, but if you're more than welcome to call in. I'll just pop the link in the chat. So if you wanna give us an, yeah, she seems, or he seems like a massive sperm, but like his gym like mole fagging that all these people are going down, right? And we can talk about it later, Surfer, because yeah, there's obviously been a lot of ops going on, and I think you probably do have the smartest take on it at the moment, myself included. But Medica Fembot saying their channel got hit and their forums getting DDoS. Boo hoo, Jim. Boo hoo. Do you want to see some of the shit that Fembot's doing right now? Is this?
Yeah.
But like, I
fucking
fucking
lost.
stumbled across this. Sorry, go on, Surfer.
I fucking got like this bruise over my fucking kidney. I woke up after Canada Day. I got this fucking weird bruise on my kidney. You know, I've been sort of out of touch. I don't got much of a take at all. Been trying to recount what's happened to my fucking where my kidney is.
Were you on the beers, buddy, or?
Yeah, I was on the beers.
Base. Sounds much like Australia, though. You wake up with all sorts of bumps and tumbles after that. Oh, okay. Just like what I was trying to find, because I saw it pop up from this piece of shit. But she's literally out there saying like, "Oh, I've got all Daimo's docs, and oh, we're gonna flag him down, and blah 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 blah." So like, this is how Jim's forward, because you know he reads every comment because he quote tweets his favorite comments out of all his tweets. So the guy just keeps on overlooking examples of his own brood, his own retarded brood out there, just fucking doxing and conducting quote unquote life ruination. Like, I don't know, Jim. How have ye fallen? It's disgusting. Now,
Yeah. No, I think you know what? If I had to guess who swatted Vickers, I would say it's probably Medic or Fembot.
What makes you say that, buddy?
I think that the people that do these things, the only reason I think that the reason why these people are Vickers capos isn't because they like Vickers or they see something in Vickers, but they see Vickers as useful. I think they know, just like we do, that Vickers is fucking brain dead retarded and naive and gets all of his opinions from those around him that he trusts. So they've gotten around him and they've become that circle so they can control his every action because he's brain dead retarded, believes everything they say. So I think it's similar to like when Cliff reached out to me before I was swatted. I think he has something to do with who actually swatted me and that they just thought I was retarded. And when they couldn't use me to tell Ralph that who they wanted to think was doing the swattings, that they'd forced me into it by swatting me, right? I think it's very similar with like Medic or Fembot or whoever did it with Vickers. It's probably someone in his inner circle that did it, and they probably also told him that it was Damo that did it, and he believes it. But they swatted him and told him that Damo swatted him with the direct intention of him blaming Damo, such that he'd have a spurg out and like try to pursue legal action on Damo or something like that, right?
And that's the thing, right? They love this drama. They love all the court case shit. They're all fucking Ricada fans. So that's literally a very plausible hypothesis, because what better way to create new content than SWAT everybody and then blame it on their enemy? Like it's pure LaRouche chaos tactics to create like entertainment. So now, Fist of the Archives has said some pretty funny things here. So apparently, Fembot Queen of Bands is a catfish. Used to book shows for Tonka Joachim or Joachim from like back in the morning Kumite. So I'm a bit of a new fag relatively. I wasn't around the Kumite times, but that was 2017, 18 from memory, roughly that era. Now, It's not even a good catfish because you're claiming that you're 21, so you're openly admitting that you were hanging around in Discords with people when you were like a 16-year-old Filipina girl. Like, it's not even congruent. But then Fist of the Archives goes on and says, given the Fembot terms for peace VC when he came in with that terrible voice changer. So did anybody record that, Fist? Is there footage of that? Because I'd love to listen to this. It'd be pretty fucking good. I'd love that. Now, while we await that call to action, let's listen to some more reasons why Vickers came out and spurged, thanks to our friend Cool Tactic. Oh, sweet. Fist is going to jump on. Sick.
Mr. Vickers, come out and play. You would have bullied the Dymo, you would have contest his mother, like some sort of tattletale. Your time is up, old man. Your block isn't going to stop me.
Sick.
Mr. Vickers, come out and play. You would have bullied the Dymo, you would have contacted his mother, like some sort of tattletale. Your time is up, old man. Your block isn't going to stop me. Mr. Vickers.
Face. Now, Surford, you speak to Dead Man more than I do. Is he just a hardworking, honest Texan man right now out in the yard, just pickaxing away? Or is this his workout routine for Punt the Gun? Or is it both?
No, Dead Man's like put on a pound since the start of Punt the Gun, right? This is Dead Man legitimately working in the garden. He's been working in the garden for like an hour at this point. It's just come to him that he'd shoot this video.
Base. What a hero. What an absolute hero. Now, speaking of Punt the Gun, I guess, so we're now roughly 48 hours away from the final weigh-in. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this competition, how it's turned out, and the characters at play?
I don't know. I'll give my thoughts once the competition's over. I just got my eye on the prize right now with the milk. I'm just fucking gonna slam like 9 bags of milk in the next couple days. I'm planning on weighing in at like 236, 237 for the final weigh-in, and then I'll surely take the prize. Fuck, I couldn't even do my pants up today.
Based. I've actually celebrated. I took a victory lap 1 week early. Unfortunately, Surf. I just had a lot on this weekend. I was out on the booze Friday night and last night as well. So I'm a little bit heavy this morning, but I'll get back down. I'll get back down to my target by the way in. So I don't know. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I think as someone who has, always had a chip on my shoulder with regards to my weight, but constantly trying to work out and convert that fat into muscle, having like a target where I was kept accountable week in, week out, to try and get that mass off. I think, I don't think I would have lost this weight without this competition. So it's been fun, but it's been very rewarding. I think everybody who at least gave a sincere crack, whether or not they win a prize, I think they've won. I think we all won.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. It's a self-improvement. It certainly does help out a lot with the accountability. Like for me, it would be just like it's easy for me to just lift like once or twice a week as opposed to 3 times for upper body, or to skip leg day. I've been skipping a lot of leg day anyways.
Buddy, you don't skip leg day. Come on. You got to be like No Fat Gamer G and have those ham hocks, buddy.
Yeah, well, fuck. My problem is the squats. My fucking knee grinds when I do the squats sometimes. I don't know if I'm doing them too quick or if it's my form or what it is. But when I fucking
go see a physio, because they'll be able to actually assess your technique, see what's wrong with it, and if you need any strength and conditioning to fix it. I hate myself for not engaging a physio early in life. I have too many injuries because of it. Now, On that note, Fist of the Archives has joined the stream. They're in the waiting room. This is really exciting for me. I love to have callers in. So let's just have some welcome music. I want chat to give a round of applause. Get hype for Fist of the Archives and this reveal of the catfish known as the Queen of Bands.
Come out and play.
Come out and play! Medica Fembot!
Contact his mother, like some sort of tattletale.
Yes, yes, Father.
Man,
please do.
Mr. Vickers, come out and play. You would have only the
Come out and play, Dymo.
Mother, like some sort of tattletale. Your time is up, old man. Your block isn't gonna stop me.
Beautiful. Fist of the Archives, welcome to the Kino Corner. It's a privilege to have you here. How are you today? Although,
hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, there we go. I'm good, buddy. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Now, it looks like you've got some information to show us. Should I just go ahead and whack you on screen and go ahead and tell us. Oh, no, wait, that's not going to work. How do I do this?
I can kind of tell you a little bit about like Queen of Bants and like the whole history of that whole thing. Queen of Bants was somebody that used to book shows for like the Warski Live and the Kumite, I think, at one time, and then like Backyard Blood Sports, like most of like the IBS shows. And sorry,
what year was that? Am I right? So that's like 2017-ish, 2018?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Probably around 2017, 2018. And the thing that was crazy about Queen of Bants was that like it was like the most obvious catfish ever, but none of the streamers wanted to like admit it. Like I don't know why. Like I mean, they had like this weird like I don't know like attachment or something. I don't know. None of them would admit it. So like I started to just like put together pictures and like them together, you know, because it's just like so ridiculous. I don't know where I can post it, but what's up, Dymo?
Fucking hype, dude. I'm running in circles, dude.
I can see a lot of jiggling going around. It's beautiful. How are you, buddy?
It's great to be back on the Euro show.
Oh, it's good to have you back, Father. It's good to have you back. It's been such a beautiful fortnight of content from yourself and what do we call him now? Is it DJ Axel? I don't want to dox the man.
I'm going to leave that to Pedophile Gaming.
That's correct. That's correct. Now, Fist was going to. I don't know if you're much familiar, but Fist was just breaking down the law of one Farito no Maya or whatever.
Oh yes, Medica Fimbot, dude. I was listening. Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
Now, Fist, you said you wanted to drop some pictures or something like that. If I make you, I think you might be able to screen. Oh, maybe not. I think you have to go on camera.
I can send them to a Surfer, and he can send them to you. Or
Yep. Okay. Do that. Are you on Discord, Fist?
Yeah.
I can just drop my I'll just drop my Discord in chat. So great stream, Dymo with Axel. But why no second part of the diary? I was holding out for that. I wanted to listen to that.
Who cares about the diary? The point was to get Vickers to act this way because we knew, and by we I mean I knew deep in my heart, dude, that this man was no good, dude. We remember Thumbs Up for Faith, dude. You were there.
I was there.
On T-Day. We all know this man. Something wasn't right, dude. There was something wrong with him, dude. And we just needed a little push so we could understand what that was exactly.
Remember on that first stream where he was all hot, like he was so full of his own energy that he was like, "Oh, the trolls and the haters, they're not going to affect me. They can't get under my skin." You know, he almost said that he enjoyed that attention. But now 2 months later, we know that he was collecting your docs the whole time, seething away. Is it safe to say that he's just a giant clown in many regards?
Yes, to, and he can't even show his face on his own stream now. He's so ashamed to. He's just
funny.
There's no
So
one
the-
there.
The funny thing being is that I think I saw the last one briefly. He was trying to claim at least that he's on holiday. Is that still the claim? He's on a vacation right now?
I don't know. All I know is he got the guy who said he was going to come to my house and murder me as a guest. And he has Genius Anus and a bunch of other losers talking about being real men.
And just to confirm, so that scraggly ass bearded fuck, that is Genius Anus, correct?
I'd like to believe so. I'm not sure. There was another guy on that streamu, and it may have been him. We may never know the dysgenic look, the ugliness of Genius Anus. But we can imagine, we can approximate from that image that it probably looks something like that too.
Very similar. I know that you posited or Axel posited that his speech impediment was due to a retainer in his mouth. I actually am of the firm belief he has a cleft palate. If you ever hear people with cleft palates speak, it's very, very similar.
Don't they correct that in most civilized countries?
Yes.
Even exporting it out to places that are more needy to fix it too. How does he fall under the cracks too?
Well, unfortunately, in the pay-to-play system that is the American healthcare system, if you spend all your time hanging around with Medica Fembot and Vickers, you probably don't have much money to make that corrective surgery.
Well, they do it as like a baby, I thought too. I don't know. I'm not a doctor too. I'm just a servant samurai.
Of course, of course. Now we've got the picture in, so
yeah,
this is. Oh yeah, go ahead, please.
So this was some of the pictures that Queen of Bants would use, and this is one of the things that I would just send to like some of the streamers. It's like, look, like this is obviously not the same person, right? Like it's different, and you'll see like on the one on the right, this is like one of the other people that he would use. Like you'll see Thomas Ellington on there and stuff like that. There was like all the streamers would always like like all the stuff because he was booking all the shows. And eventually, I don't know, they had enough and like he got, he caused too much drama. So they finally just like said, fuck it, and outed him as like a fucking catfish. There was a whole deal about that. And that's what led into like Fembot, basically. So there's a big falling out with like Queen of Bants as that persona, and he left for 2 weeks. And then when he came back, like it was Medic or Fembot showed up,
Interesting. And I'm just looking at this fucking image of autism. It's great. I love when people
It's very
it's
autistic.
great because they've gone to the length of identifying the bone structure relative to the ability to have cankles, and I can tell straight away that neck here, that chin line, yeah, it's not going to equal those cankles. Dymo, as a man who has beautiful cankles himself, do you agree? Do you think that this could be a catfish?
I do think that Medica Fembot, Queen of Bants, is a catfish, of course, too. A serial catfish who this man likes to wear women's skin. But I resent the cankles comment too. I have very feminine feet.
Well, you're going to have to post them now.
I don't think I will after that too. Thank you.
Your number one fan, Ghost of Niccolo, would love your feet pictures. So
Well,
I think
I'll show my feet to Ghost of Niccolo when he stops painting himself in shoe varnish.
Set up and finish. Now, Fist, you also mentioned that. So was it under the Queen of Bants or Medica Fembot when they came into VC with a voice changer? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so that was during the Queen of Bants time, but one of the things that was going on, like basically they were trying to like out troll each other, so they were just like shit posting and sending all kinds of stuff on Twitter, and like Queen of Bants just would not give up. It was one of the best things about Queen of Bants actually at the time before like kind of failed and then just like stopped doing it, but or actually the streamers told him to stop doing it. But yeah, it was just like a lot of like, shit flinging. And then eventually he had to come to the VC, and I'll try to find the video. I know I'll be able to find it here in the next few minutes.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Well, as you do that, Dymo, have we got any more plans for streaming with Axel, or are you keeping that one close to the chest? Tell us what your future plans are.
Well, it just, we make a great team. We're a dynamic duo. I'm sort of like Spice. I spice up Gayhole. I spice up Axel. Throw me in anything. I'm fucking salt of the earth, too.
You've spiced up me many a times, mate, so I know all about it. So is the Big Baby podcast back on?
It should be back next week after the 4th of July holiday.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Because what I like about it, it's a sincere dive into cinema. As two cinemaphiles.
I haven't been convicted or anything. Alleged cinephile.
Alleged cinephiles. I'm a connoisseur of cinema myself. As Conan the Barbarian is my favorite movie of all time. Is there any chance that we might do because that was actually written by Oliver Stone? Could there be maybe an Oliver Stone theme podcast? I am quite a big fan of his.
I'm actually not an Oliver. I don't know. I have like a mixed feelings. Oliver Stone would be a great one to do because he has so many movies and they're all of like varying quality.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts about Oliver Stone, so that would be. Because, sometimes I love him, and sometimes, I just worry about his mental health.
He's definitely much like Shaggy with his axes and pain canes. There is a worrying sign with Oliver Stone and his obsession with JFK. I haven't quite seen the latest documentary about it, but it sounds very schizophrenic, so I'm looking forward to it.
Didn't he also sit down and interview Putin?
What was that, Surfer?
I guess Shaggy's decided to fire up a snipe of his own. You should see the fucking look of Shaggy right now. He looks like he's from the Men in Black. Get him on! Shaggy's channel, take a look at him. Look at the suit he's put on.
Oh, he's got a suit on? Based.
Is he put on the minion suit? Yes! He looks so handsome. Come in, Shaggy. Come in.
Not the right kind of jungle fever.
Shaggy, get him in here.
I sent him the link. On Discord. I think he's sort of butthurt with me because I told him about his vain and profane babbling. But it's no hard feelings, I love Shaggy. I just,
we all love Shaggy.
Don't you two have a fight every Sunday now?
But
it's amazing.
This is like what Mundane Matt did after he got shot. This is really fucking.
The funeral hat.
Why has he got the suit on though? Is it a remnant? Because what time is it? It's 11 in the evening roughly. Or I don't know in the West Coast. But surely his Bible studies are well and truly over. So why has he still got the suit on?
My stance is I was just saying that
Is he going to see Minions after this?
And I'll
Minions.
PvP is making better content than Matt Vickers. That's for damn sure. This is terrible.
Hopefully he comes on here. Hopefully.
Yeah, I told him I sent him the link.
Now I'm going to go much like Surfer. I'm going to go use the bathroom. So I'll need you guys to carry the show, much like you have on all your other appearances. So please go ahead. It's over to you, gents. Oh, and just by the way, Tom, I think your mic's crackling a little bit, but I love it.
Crackle, crackle, crackle.
Beautiful.
Surfer.
What's going on?
Why do you keep getting into fights with Shaggy every Sunday?
Well, because he calls into Bible study. He just wants to tell me about space aliens and the Gospel of Judas.
Dude, you have the most patience out of anyone I've ever seen. It's so fucking hilarious watching that, man. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it feels like almost a year.
You answer his calls every time.
I know.
Well, there is value in it. There is value in it, but at some point it is, I do need to stop entertaining it in Bible study. I just read, and I was actually trying to find it, But at some point, entertaining the vain and profane babbling is sinful in itself. So there is value in it. And I love Shaggy. It's no hard feelings about Shaggy, but I just, I can't.
Yeah, we all love Shaggy.
Oh wait, so did you guys get in a fight and now he's wearing like a black suit? Like you went like a funeral happened or someone died? Is that what happened?
Oh, I didn't think it was much of a fight. I just
Okay, I didn't see
I
it.
told him I'm not going to have him call in about space aliens anymore. And Bible study. So he's dressed up in his Men in Black suit. That must be why he's in his.
I think that
Surfer, he does
Shaggy
have
should
the
have a
pain cane
show.
right now.
You and Shaggy should have like the View type of sit down show where you sit down every week and discuss the issues.
100%
That would be good. Good stuff right there, dude.
Is that an axe or a cane?
That's the pain cane. So it's both. It's both. Shaggy has told us over the last couple of months that he wanted to go down the path of self-improvement, lift some weights, eat better, but he couldn't afford the weights, unfortunately. So instead he spent, I think it's about $500 now on assorted fake swords off the internet and $300 on glasses. So he's definitely, look, he's looking good right now. Nobody can deny that he looks great right now. So he's definitely self-improved. I just don't know if he's gone the path that we prescribed of him.
Sure.
It's it's actually an axe that doubles as a cane. So as you walk through the forest, you can use it as a cane. But Shaggy says that instead it's a cane that doubles as an axe, so he can walk through the local park with it. Well, families are playing on their kids. Shaggy's just rolling through the park with the pain cane and his Men in Black suit.
See, you could do like the biggest problem in the universe, but it's like Surfer and Mormon Shaggy, and they just debate. That's what I want. 9 hours at a time, just debating.
Oh, I don't know if I have it in me. I think my brain might explode.
You got to do it. You have to.
Please. Now, any luck tracking down that
video?
That video, yeah.
Yeah. I sent it to Surfer and then I put it in the side chat too. So over the last I don't know, like the past month or something, if I'm just happen to be on Twitter and I see Fembot somewhere, I'll just post the video to the Fembot.
Okay, I think we got it. Is this on Shamu's Twitter?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so just to give context, so to fuck is going on, I literally just got to work, grossly filming in, and it's a screen of. Oh, so this was about Godwinson.
I don't even know what the context is. I just thought, I just noticed that Fembot was in the thread, so so that video is back in 2018, 2017, after a big shit flinging thing that went on for months and months, and then this is the first time that Queen of Bands came into the VC to talk to us.
Okay, let's go ahead. Is this on?
I've got my everything turned up as high as I can.
Obviously, man.
That's one lady, if I ever heard one.
Right.
Oh well, I guess that will do. It's not terrible, but it's terrible, but not. I don't think it was that. Could you guys understand it? I mean, I tried, but anyway. So yeah, you wanted to have a chat. Yeah. So So what did you want to know?
Mostly relating around Hector and what was going on.
It sounds like Buffalo Bill.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
it's the most noticeable. He used a voice changer, but it was so poorly done that you immediately know it's a man. It actually sounds more sounds like a deranged man. Yeah, it's a normal man. But yeah,
would you fuck me? I'd fuck you hard.
What was going on with Headster?
Yeah, because that's all that I was concerned about, to be honest.
Come on, you could at least talk into like a metal cup or something.
Yeah, come on. So you want to know what's going on with headset for some reason? Why do you care?
This is ear rape.
This is
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah, okay. So interesting. And so she's saying, or she is saying, what is that? I can't even understand what the other person's saying.
Dude.
So now, again, we're all about truth and justice here. So just to confirm, the main... Oh, wait, just in time for truth and justice. Welcome back to the Kino Corner. Mormon Shaggy, how are you,
It's the
buddy?
Mormon Shaggy.
Hey, what's up? What's up? I just got out of church. They're not going to give me my garments until my birthday because I fucked Alice. This sucks. Anyway, how's things for you?
I'm fantastic, buddy. I'm fantastic. We're just going over some allegations here of one Medica Fembot. Are you familiar with Medica
Oh,
Fembot?
yes, I know. Medicare Fembot apparently has been, if you fuck with her, God, I do look like Styx Hexenhammer. Oh, no. No, I see it now. No! Fuck.
Oh, you look good, buddy. I like it.
All right. No, I do. I mean, I do dig this up. I'm wearing in total $600 I should not have spent. But anyway, well, actually more like $700, like with the pimp cane and all. But my whole point is that Medicare Fembot apparently is going way too far, like contacting the police and shit. And if you interact with her fucking Discord servers or whatever, there's a chance. Like if she'll do it to the people she doesn't like, she'll do it to anyone. Assuming it's a she. I mean, I don't know what the
she.
Probably,
Well,
dude.
So we have the Steam Fist of the Archives here, and they were just going over some of the evidence, and we were just about to loop back to it. So, Fist, just give Shaggy a quick rundown again, because I want to see these linkages.
Yeah, so this has come up before. I think Ear Juice and them had talked about it before as well. But so Queen of Bants was somebody that booked for the Warski Live.
I remember
Kumite.
them. I remember this person.
Yeah, the Kumite and
I remember them.
BYBS. So that happened for a while, and it got to a point where everyone kind of knew it was a catfish because it was obvious.
Appreciate the compliments, chat.
Posting different pictures all the time, and then there was drama, and then Queen of Bants basically, it was Queen of Bants' turn, and then they left. But then 2 weeks later, this person called Medicare Fembot comes along, and then they start creating accounts that they say they're dating, and then they say that and it's all the same person. So Fembot, when he went and started to do that, he started to make other accounts and pretend to date himself, kind of. And there's a bunch of stuff with that, and him getting caught for that. And it's just this happens all the time with this one particular guy. It's just his MO. He just pretends to be a woman and then makes, does a really poor job of it, I guess.
Just to play devil's advocate, though, the main reason that we've linked Queen of Bants to Medica Fembot is just the timing of when Bants left and Fempot appeared. So it was within a 2-week period, correct?
Yeah, it was within a 2-week period, and I mean, I've gone over it with the people that were around, because I when that happened, I wasn't as active, just for when Bants left or whatever. And I wound up reaching out to Fembot because I was just look, it's been years, just cut the shit. I don't even care or whatever. It's not I'm, anything's happening, but I'm just curious. And nah, he wasn't happy. He's like, what? Everyone always asks me that, and spurged out. So
Yeah,
if
you
all
bring
right,
it up,
whatever.
he gets very defensive. He freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, it's the same person. I mean, I think.
Now, luckily for us, Medica Fembot is actually in Vickers' chat as expected. So I'm going to grill. We're going to grill here. We're going to put their feet to the fire and see what the response is. Now, as we do that, no, sorry. I was going to bring up something. Some sore spot just to recap on the last Bible stream, but while we're recapping, let me welcome to the stream an old friend of yours, Shaggy. Welcome, Warhammer. How are you, buddy?
Oh God, dude.
Forge gang! Hey, what's up, bro?
And it doesn't have to go that way if you don't want it, but whatever.
Now, buddy, loving the hat. Loving the hat. How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's like old days. This is like an old Kino corner, just absolute shit show. Nah, you're gone, buddy. Sorry. I don't support that Warhammer.
What did he do?
Sorry?
What did he do?
He removed his camera to reveal the photo, so I don't really like that sort of stuff.
What sort of photo?
It was a family member's photo, unfortunately. So we're getting rid of that.
Oh, that's like, well, all right, yeah, but it doesn't matter who you should like. That's, yeah, I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna. This isn't my time to take a shot at Warhammer. It just wouldn't feel right. So,
what?
I'm not gonna take a shot at him right now.
I know this is out of character. I was shocked.
I'm an honorable Christian. Like, come on.
Well, you got the true garments now, Shaggy. You know, you've been spending all this time trying to get your garments from the Mormon temple when you didn't even know you have your true garments with you right now, bro.
I got my pimp cane. I got my says pulpit pimp Shaggy right now.
I love it. I love it. Now, Shaggy, we were talking about your sword purchases recently.
That one there, you see it above in the background there.
Well, that was kind of my point, and I'm not trying to be aggressive here as such, but it seems a lot of them are more ornamental than
Yeah,
than
they keep being
functional as
fucking
such.
ornamental. I really wanted something more like, look, right? I was really expecting like the sort of combat saber that they'd issue a soldier in like a third world country or something. Something actually made to kill people. That thing was made by a fucking anime fan. I don't know. Whoever made that knows nothing about swords. And I looked in and yeah, they were right. But I mean, this is more what I tend to buy is shit like this. And I mean, realistically, this is pretty good.
That reminds me of fucking, is it Commando? The fucking Australian guy in the
It's called the Jungle Master. I mean, look, it says so right on the blade, Jungle Master.
That's nice.
You know, every time he's referred to this, I always thought he was talking about a dildo. That's how retarded I am.
That's because it's called the Black Jungle Master. I mean, you'd think it was a dildo, but you fuck a woman with this, I guarantee you she ain't going to produce kids.
So I don't know if you can see on screen
You
right
fuck a
now.
man with this, he'll become a woman.
But Shaggy, if you've ever watched Commando, there is an Australian character in there who does carry around a very similar knife, similar moustache to what you've got rocking at the moment. So,
Yeah, but I bet he's not like a scarecrow. I bet he's got significantly more muscle than I'm packing, unfortunately.
Well, it was the 80s. So, like, you had your villains. Sometimes they were jacked like Dolph Lundgren, but this guy was just a flabby old Australian like yours truly. So, I don't know. I can see. I like to think you're a hero, Shaggy, but I can definitely see a bit of a villain arc with your black suit.
No. I am definitely an internet hero. Like there's internet villains like Ethan Ralph and anti-heroes like the Daimyo, who's come back from internet death as one of the dark and twisted villains of the Sped Force. But I am an internet hero. I am on the side of light and good and Mormonism and Joseph Smith.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Well, what would that make Surfer then? How does he fit in the that picture?
I believe Surfer is Jewish.
Well, Surfer's like the Vegeta to the story. I'm like Goku, and he's like Vegeta. He's angry that his religion doesn't have as high a power level as my religion, even though he thinks it's like the true religion.
Oh, Jesus, a hornet's nest has been kicked.
Yeah, no, he's the Vegeta in the relationship, for sure.
Now, unfortunately, Medica Fembot is not biting. And just look at this. Look at this. Again, Vickers has hauled out his wife, his daughter.
Is he whoring out his wife now, too? I mean, if it was a bargain deal, I mean, I'm not allowed to fuck whores anymore, but like, I don't know, like maybe like what stays in Vegas, if there's like a cheap enough to $50 for two of them would be reasonable, honestly. They're not professionals.
Well,
Oh, yeah, you
unfortunately,
probably
Shaggy,
were banned a long time ago.
Yeah, probably, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like it. You're not in the live chat, so if you can check the live chat and switch back and forth between the top and see if you're.
Then again, I've seen his wife. That's one ugly fat chick.
Well, that's what I was just about to say, Shaggy. Unfortunately, I believe Vickers pimps them out by the pound. You got to pay per pound.
Fuck,
so if you've spent all your money
Well, I
on
was
ornamental
honestly thinking,
swords-
realistically, it can't be pleasant to, we know from Faith's diary that he goes Lannister style on her, hot and greasy, and then he has to fuck his wife. That can't be a fun task. So if he's willing to pay me by the pound, I will do the job for him, and I won't even call him a cuck while I do it.
Epic.
Yes, if he is willing to pay me, I will fuck his wife and daughter in front of him. And I won't even make fun of his tears.
Okay, well there you go. I'm sure he'll hold you to that. Shaggy, now did you also hear the reveal as broken on Cow about some of Mr. Vickers' history and background as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, no, apparently, like, I was joking when I asked to buy a gun from him, Strauss. Well, if he had said yes, I would have done it. I do want more guns. But, speaking of, I really wish I hadn't sent my firearms as far afield. They're in Arizona now, and I have no idea when I can get them back. But,
So I'm in Arizona. I can bring them to you, buddy.
Oh, shit, really? I might take you
Yeah,
up on that.
I'll cross state lines for you.
Kind of want my guns back. I didn't know that I don't want to get into my shit, but anyway. my point is, right, is that like no, I heard that. Remind me what was it I heard about? I did hear about it.
Well, it's been alleged that he's been kicked out of 109 LLCs for his tax avoidance.
True.
It's also been alleged that
he's a ghost hunter
and a gun runner.
A gun runner, but the most Kino drop, apart from him being a literal fucking clown, he was a ghost hunter, Shaggy. Now, I know that you're a fan of horror and SCP.
I want to be. I'd like to do some ghost hunting. I'm not kidding. I'd actually like, but it would be more like, I got to be honest, I have just as much of an interest in old sort of architecture and shit, and old buildings and ruins and human history. So, there could be all sorts of paranormal shit. Like, you could have the ghost of Abraham Lincoln jacking off to the ghost of Rosa Parks in the background, and I might completely, not notice it because I was looking at some fucking ancient, piece of jewelry I found, right?
Shaggy, are you into cryptozoology?
I don't really... Listen, I'm a huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft, specifically ghouls. Ironically, I really do think ghouls is specifically the sort of ghoul H.P. Lovecraft wrote about. Nathian ghouls are some of the coolest monsters in fiction and are really often overlooked, specifically because there's so much of a human element that can be explored there in the slow degeneration of the human being into, cannibalistic subspecies which dwell underground. We can see that with Cyrax and others. I'm kidding, but I do know about the various cryptids like Siren Head, and I spend a lot of time listening to creepypasta, writing creepypasta, which I haven't yet posted on my channel. I really need to get around to posting more of my writing and shit. But yeah, no, I'm very much into that. Very much like the bunyip stuff like that.
Yeah. My mum's a bunyip.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So what I'd suggest, Shaggy, because I did a little bit of it, but I'm the biggest fag on the internet, so I couldn't do it justice. Go to Cow, find Vickers a thread, have a look at his sites because he's got a lot of SCP creepypasta content on there, and I'd love to see a dramatic reading from him.
Yeah, I'll send him the blog. I'll send him the ghost hunting blog.
I'll definitely get on that. But the funny thing about that is that, he's going at Deadman, and then we find out that he's basically, in addition to being a shitty version of Ethan Ralph, he's a shitty version of Deadman. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, you know, you're gonna throw stones at someone. Well, if they've got flaws and they're easy targets, sure, aim for the easy targets, but not if that same target is on you. If you're a fat fuck, don't call others fat asses. Like,
You know, credit where credit is due. That's a pretty cool costume, man.
He put in a lot of effort. He put in a
elaborate.
lot of effort, to be honest. I don't. If only he put in more effort into raising his children, we would have probably a different timeline that we're seeing right now.
No, I mean,
But I'm just thinking, like, which way, Western Man? Because on here you've got the Clown Man, and here you've got a hardworking Texan American,
A hard
who's
man.
a hard man. Like, I know which way I'm going. Guys, who are we fighting for here? The Pickaxe Gang or the Clown Gang?
well, I mean, I think everyone really just needs to spend more time reading the gospel, going to church, and specifically adopting my views on religion. Like that's Shaggy's take, is that unless you agree with everything I say, you're probably wrong.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Here's to that.
So, Shaggy, I think we've got a good plan for you going forward. We've got Big Baby podcast coming back, and maybe some future streams with, and again, best chemistry on the internet between Dymo and PO. I think
Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely. Yeah, no, I've been enjoying the fuck out of that. You guys could be the next PPP. You guys could be the next like thing on the internet that people.
I did like that, how Axel automatically assumed that you were going to be PPP Dymo, and he was going to be Warski. Like, was there any?
No, it's more like the new. No, it really is. No offense to Surfer, but they're like the new PPP and Surfer. It's genuine content, and it's actually like PPP is such a fucking retard. He doesn't get that they're making fun of him by taking donations and shit. They're mimicking the Kino Casino, and he doesn't get the joke. He legitimately doesn't fucking get the joke. That's what I couldn't believe. Is Ashton is fucking stupid.
Well, to be fair, they did steal our entire like OBS setup. So I mean, we had it first too. They stole it.
But yeah,
I love if just the next casino, the background's cool. Just as a fuck you.
Yeah, no, people were asking me to call in and shit, and I was like, fuck no, I'm not interrupting this. This shit is like the best content I've seen in a long damn time. Like, I'd have to be insane and fucking replace this shit with my random ass takes on Mormonism. Like, there'll be plenty of time for that shit. Like,
now, that's what I'm saying. I'm really excited for the future of content from the council. But what about a council roundtable? What about a monthly council roundtable?
Well, I think
Rudy on there. You get Deadman.
Well, I got an idea. I got an idea, right? This is a good one. To really get the e-girls, to really get that sweet, sweet e-pussy, right? That really Kino e-girl pussy, right? We come out with a calendar featuring like all the internet celebrities in hot, sexy poses, naked, like Didymo, myself, Surfer, just like that. Like a whole like I'm thinking I could all be posed like in front of the Mormon temple and
with your swords. With your swords.
Like Surfer could be like standing there with nothing but his Bible covering it up. And it's like this would be like, and we could gift it to Hypa to make her vomit.
I would fucking buy 10 copies of that. Please have that done. The other thing I've spitballed as well, and I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in, Dymo, because you're obviously a real man's man. I would like to possibly host a Dungeons and Dragons session cultivated around the campaign to slaughter the Mustard Man. And I'd love for all you to be a part of it. So if it's something we're interested in, please let me know.
Definitely.
Otherwise,
I've never played D&D like in any serious way.
Well, it
That
won't be.
might be
I
interesting
doubt
to
this will
do.
be a serious campaign, dude.
No, it'll be a meme campaign, and that's the good thing about D&D. The only experience I've had with a group of people, it was really a meme campaign where we're not going to take it too serious and play it to the 9/10 of the law. It's going to be fun. You're going to allow to express your creativity. I think Axel would make a great druid with the ability to transform into sexy barrow creatures. I can see Shaggy being like a chaotic, neutral wizard of sorts.
Claire,
Daimo being the faithful samurai up the front as the tank. Like, I
I'm
think
gonna
we've
be
got
a
some
healer.
great roles.
I'm going with a healer class. Probably.
Okay.
Well, I really wanted to I used to be a big D&D fan, and my class was my favorite class was. Well, no, that wouldn't make good content. I'm not going to recreate that. It was a good D&D character for playing the fucking game. It was a rogue cleric combo class strife leader. Basically, you got a 76 sneak attack, almost as fucking good as the rogue attack. Also, you got an assassin's death attack. But the best part is, in addition to that shit, you got a up to level 9 cleric spells. Not as many. Spells. Yeah, no, it was a good class. You had to be chaotic evil to play it. Oh, you got immunity from fear as the paladin ability.
Brave Shaggy.
Yeah, faiths and pantheons. Shaggy is a necromancer. I did play a necromancer in the Conan the Barbarian campaign we ran. I played a necromancer priest of Set.
Okay. So you baptize the dead. That makes sense. Surfer, what's your D&D character then, buddy? I thought you'd be the healer as the spiritual healer of our quarter of the internet.
I'll go necromancer. Necromancer works. I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Surf, have you got an idea of what?
I don't even know how D&D works.
Well, look, picture.
He's good at math. He'll pick it up very quickly.
Ghost of Niccolo. Picture Lord of the Rings. In Lord of the Rings, you have your archers like Legolas. You have your wizards like Gandalf. You have your warriors like Strider.
While we're on the subject, I actually think that Surfer would really like D&D because what's something I always thought was a good idea since converting. Like, someone should take the Bible in the Book of Mormon or even the Quran and make D&D settings based off them. I could definitely run a D&D setting in the Americas of the Book of Mormon during the era of the Nephites, or you could totally run a D&D campaign set in ancient Israel.
That sounds like more entertaining content than my stream, so I'm sure it'd be very popular.
No, it wouldn't. You wouldn't want to watch this. It's literally role playing as Israelites. But your idea here is actually brilliant. I would totally be down for this. But
look, we can all ruminate on it. We don't need to make decisions today.
Yeah, no, I overanalyze. I overanalyze shit. So if you get me on D&D. By the end of this, I'm gonna have fucking subclasses drawn up for the Gunt and fucking Sargon and everyone. So we don't need to go.
That's the plan. We'll be depending on the length of the campaign, there'll be a lot of characters that will hopefully bring some laughs. But speaking of laughs, I think it's time probably to wrap this one up in a bow and put a pin in it. So before we say goodbye, Fist of the Archives, really appreciate you coming on to drop any lore. Buddy, do you have any final lore for us about because Daimo was going to do a bit of a Medica Fembot stream before Mr. Vickers came out and played. Do you have any final lore for us, just quickly?
There's a lot of stuff that I'll have to go back through, and I might try to get that to him because I remember when he was doing that, I was like, man, I should reach out and tell him about some of this stuff, but. Off the bat, I can't think of anything right now. But there was just a lot of shenanigans and a lot of really autistic stuff with Queen of Dance for years before all this stuff happened. So, but yeah, it's been fun. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks so much. Drop your channel in the chat so everybody can go ahead and give it a follow.
Yeah, feel free to send me anything, go.
Okay. See you guys.
Lovely. Anything.
Now,
Shaggy. Again, the purpose of today was just to, on a whim, to have a quick look at what was going on in Vickerstown. Can you give us your final thoughts on the state of Mr. Vickers?
Oh, this is fucking terrible content. It's like I tried to watch this and I thought, you know, they were gonna be like going hard at people. I turn it on and it's really just dead fucking. Like, why the fuck would you watch that? Why the fuck would anyone watch that? Go watch some fucking old ass pirated cartoons or play some Elden Ring. Waste your time in any other way than listening to some fat man talk to two incels. Like this is not a good
in all fairness, Shaggy, it is the internet, so we're all fat and incels here. But I think there's tier list to being fat and incel on the internet, and I think the Vickers is right down there, personally.
No, I mean this is like I expected better. If he was gonna try the shit, because Mr. Vicious Vickers came out swinging with that. I remember when he came out with Abort the Retort and shit. I was reading that every day, waiting for updates. Vicious Vickers brought his fucking A game when he first came out. But it's amazing how he could, go through the shit he went through with his daughter and still managed to look like the villain in the end. How the fuck do you do that? How the fuck do you go through a situation where your daughter is basically like a runaway, with mental illness, and you go through this whole thing with all the internet on your side to get your daughter back, but you act such a sleazebag. You act like such a cunt that like even Ethan Ralph ALOGS are turning on him. It's just fucking ridiculous. But that's what happens when you give in to evil and just decide, fuck it, fuck standards. The only thing that matters to me is causing pain. If you give in to that, by the end of it, you'll find out you've destroyed more of your own home than your foes.
Base, Shaggy. And much like the Prince of Darkness, the Joker, I feel like this man has become pure chaos who just wants to watch the world burn, including his daughter and his grandson.
Well, he hates his daughter. He clearly hates that girl very much. I mean, she'll never escape this, and he's making it worse. This is I'm not fooled for one fucking minute. I'm not fooled for one fucking minute that this is about Faith or Xander. This is about, Ethan Ralph insulted this man's honor, and now there's a blood war between them. And, Faith Vickers is just a fucking projectile in that war. The baby is just a projectile. This guy, and what really disgusts me, right, is Mrs. Vickers coming on and talking about.
Disgusts me as well.
Mrs. Vickers comes on, starts talking about. She just starts rolling right in the sleaze along with everyone else, and it's like these people are garbage, and they should I don't have any sympathy for any of them. They're all trash. Like. None of these people are good Christians. None of these people are going to heaven. None of these people have the human value God gave a toilet seat. What do you want me to say?
No, I think you said it all. Very base. Good assessment, Shaggy. Now, the man of the hour, or rather the big baby of the hour, you've racked up a lot of W's, Dymo. Give us your victory speech.
Well, I don't have a personal vendetta against Matthew Vickers, even though he's been insanely targeting me like an insane, crazy person do. And I do believe he's dipped his toe into the dark side, dude. It's gotten pretty bad, dude. But he can salvage it by just shutting the fuck up, dude. Just for a second. A while, maybe forever would be ideal, dude. But just for a while, if he just shut the fuck up just for a while, dude, then he can salvage it, dude. All he has to do is stop pretending to be a mob boss, dude, and understand that most of his problems come from himself. Dude. That's a lot to ask of him, dude. And that probably will never happen, dude. But all the people I laugh at, I don't want any harm to happen to them. I just think they're silly, dude. I know that's a crime against humanity, but I think they're silly, dude. And ultimately, it would be great if he just woke up one day and was like, you know what, this is silly. I'm just going to log off to. And that's what I ultimately want, even though it would dry up all the content too.
Well said, well said. If Mr. Vickers, if you're watching this, if a shirtless man with a leopard print eye patch and a fake Japanese accent finds you silly, that should be pause. That should be time for reflection. Now, Surfer, you have two of your children here on the panel today. You're the father of the Council of Evil. You're the pole, the magnetism that has brought us all together. What's your thoughts on how the Council of Evil has completely obliterated Matthew Vickers?
Well, I was just making some noodles in a small pot.
And I guess that's all you have to say then, buddy?
Well, the only thought on my mind, I just remembered you showed that picture of Vickers with his wife, and Vickers Vickers' wife sang how Mr. Vickers motorboats her tits every day. And the picture of them, oh, fuck, that's the grimiest thing. Imagine motorboating those tits. Have you seen them, Shaggy? Have you seen Mrs. Vickers?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was alluding to. It's like no one wants to hear about the sexual activities of fucking postmenopausal old women and their fat bastard husband clowns. I mean, this is some fucking these people are retarded, and I honestly couldn't be more disgusted. I've seen fucking teenagers with more maturity.
Well said. Well said. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Council of Evil. Thank you very much, everybody, for popping on and giving us your thoughts. This was probably one of the lowest energy and worst streams I've ever put together. And I've put together a lot. But look, when it's a man who was so cowardly, he can't even shut down the streams, and he lets a fucking fat anus and some other boomer retards carry his stream for him. Log off, Vickers. Log off. It's not working for you. And with that, boys, I bid you all farewell because... I fucked my timing up there. As my friend Randbot would say, the boys are back in town. Good night, everyone.
Juice!
Grammarly.
Which is true.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys. Haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, boys are back in town, boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town, boys are back in town, boys are back in town. You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming. And that time over at Johnny's place, well, this chick got up and she slapped Johnny's face. Man, we just fell about the place. If that chick don't want to know, forget her. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 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 Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town? at Kino's Bar and Grill. The drink will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys wanna fight, you better let them. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite song. Tonight to get warmer, it won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. The 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 boys are back in town. Spread the word around. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Time again. Been hanging down at Kino's. The boys are back in town again.